Hello, this is Martin here from seekedge, the channel for learning about trading and investing, and welcome to the daily market review. This is for August 31st, 2021, Tuesday. Oh, what a breakout day. After 7 days of consolidation, Nifty and Bank Nifty broke out along with supports from the USD also. So we'll get into and see each of these parameters on the left side. But we look at the candlestick patterns, the price action, Bollinger Bands, support resistance, momentum divergences, and also additional analysis on the global commodities and the institutional participation, open interest, and volatility will also be seen, and wrap up with some actionables. So before wasting much time, let's get in. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe right away and kindly forward this to maximum people to help us get more subscriptions, which does not cost you anything. Thank you so much. So this is the chart that you see there. Today's chart, it's clear bullish wide range on the Nifty. On the Bank Nifty, it's the same, clear bullish wide. Right, so what happened in trading? Lower time frames, trending up more, trending up on Nifty. On Bank Nifty, trending up more, clear trending up more after the gap up. Right, so now what else do we see? Yeah, so Bollinger Bands. Yes, the expansion is happening on Bank Nifty. The expansion is happening and it's further rising up on the bands, right? On the Bollinger Bands on Nifty. Now, what do we see here? It's a breakout. It was consolidating for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. It did a dip and took support, bounced, and then consolidated for 7 days and then broke out. And Nifty did the same. It did a fall, bounced up, did a retracement to bounce up, and then went up. Now, where are we? On the Nifty, if you see, we are in uncharted territories, and the next trouble is coming at 7,000, 17,000, right? Which is 78% of projection of the Fibonacci projection. So 17,000 is the next hurdle, whether it will happen with the gap up or we'll consolidate further or we'll retrace and then take a support at this previous support zone of 16,700 or something else, we don't know, right? But it looks like with the given momentum and the trend, it is clearly going to take away the 17,000 without much issues unless some other events comes in, right? So that's the intraday support levels. Next is 16,700. Below that you have the 16,500 to 300, that range, 16,450 to 350, 300, that range. And then below they have the rounding number 16,000 to 16,100, which is all Fibonacci retracement supports. This whatever the supports that you have is all Fibonacci extension projection supports. At the 60 you have 700, at the 50 you have 450, then you have 38% at 16,200 levels. So a lot of supports, plenty of supports are there. It's an uncharted territory on the Nifty. Bank Nifty once again has hit and closed above with 36,000 once again after a long time, right? It did close and the next day it fell down. If you look at the high of this, it's 36,400. Did not close. This is where it last closed, right? This green, that's on August 13th. This is where it last closed, but it could not sustain and it formed a doji, and then it was a big fall down, right? Whether it will happen like that again, we never know, unless we break 36,500, which is the next resistance on the upside. After that you have 37,700, which is the all-time high. So that is what the resistance is upside. Downside you have the support zones very clear, 35,600. Yeah, so before that we would need to update the the feedback to the new levels, right? So we do that. So you have a support. So right now if you see, it is bounced from it is retraced to the support zone of 35,400 to 35,300, and then it bounced up, right? It bounced up from a previous support zone of 35,800, and it has not crossed over the 36,500. Keep that in mind, right? So the expectation is that it crosses and takes away this resistance on the upside, and if it falls, it always has this previous resistance zone of 35,900 to 35,600. If that also fails, you have the next zone, right, of previous swing lows, and that is at 35,300 to 35,500, that zone, right? And if that fails, we have the 35,000 zones, right? So that's the support levels that remains the same previously down, right? So upwards you have all-time high to be taken away, and before that 36,500 has to be taken. So that's the bottom. Now let us look at what happened in momentum. Bank Nifty, the momentum has gone to the bullish zones clearly. Nifty is already in the bullish zones, right? It had a divergence. That divergence is now no longer valid. It is negated, right? So it was going up, the price was going up, and momentum was coming down. That is no longer valid because the momentum has risen up, right? Bank Nifty, we already said the momentum. Now trend. What about trend on Bank Nifty? It is clearly the bullish zones, and along with that, you can see that this green one, which is indicating the strength that the trend is moving up. Nifty, similarly, it is the trend ADX indicator is already trending up, and it's already in the bullish zone. So everything is bullish momentum and trend. Let's look at the open interest data. So futures open interest data for today is showing that it is not updated the data, so we'll have to wait for that. Let's look at the Bank Nifty open interest, but it's definitely it's bullish move. It's a long build up on the futures for sure, definitely. Now look at the next expiry of 2nd September. PCR is 1.61, clearly bullish. Chart clearly bullish. Highest support is at 16,700, which is matching the chart where it is the fib extension levels. And now you have 16,800 after that good support. Then you have 15,600, 600, 700, 800, all having good rating, great support. So it's now expected that any of this will breach. The resistance that is here is 70. So 17,000 resistance is a good resistance. We don't know whether it will be taken out or not. It depends on how the market price moves and all the events that comes in, right? Which is very close, hardly 100 points maximum. That not even that, right? And if that does not happen, it may, for the expiry, it may come back and settle it most likely at the 1,600 levels, and then the following week it may take away 1,650. You never know that. As of now, it's clearly bullish, and it is just a strong throw away. That's what PCR and the open interest data is showing. So PCR here is 1.3. The Bank Nifty first time 1.33 is clearly bullish. The chart is but showing that this resistance is 37,000. Right? So we are far away from 37,000. Before we have 36,500 also. It has come close to that. And support resistance 36,000 is conquered, and it is having put rating, and this seems to be good. So as long as 36,000 is kept, and you are able to conquer the 36,500, which is also the chart resistance zone, that is taken out, then then it is very good, right? So 36,000 maintaining that put support level is very critical. So overall put correlation and open interest showing very clear bullishness, right? So that's about open interest. Now what happened to the VIX today? That would be interesting to see. So VIX has actually fallen down, right? Slightly, not much, right? And the institutional, that is the most interesting. The Fyers had turned sellers since long time. Look at what happened after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So almost 10 days of continuous selling, they have turned bullish, thanks to the Jackson Hole event in the US dollar weakening, right? So it is 1,200 crores of buying that have happened today. Now what about the DAs? DAs also bought. So both of them bought, market shoots up 600-700 crores nearly, right? Now what are the sectors? What are the sectors doing? For that, let's look at these. All the sectors might have performed today very well, right? So institutional participation is good, momentum trend is good, price action is good, breakout has happened, and 17,000 is just torn throw away. Look at that green all over, right? So only sector is IT, because the dollar is weakened, means IT will come down, right? So on the charts we have a pending bearish divergence is there in the weekly since long time. So IT is falling. No wonder it is falling, right? Expected, as expected. Now Sectorial watch. Now let's look at details of the sectors. If it gives any indications on the charts, ID, you can see that it is consolidating kind of, right? No, there is a divergence which can, some amount of correction can come before further moves. So be cautious, be bullish. And metal, you can see that it has taken a, you know, it is reverted from this point with a hammer and then slightly trendingly moving up, but it is still not caught up to the bullish one. So you'll have to wait till then. Auto is also showing signs of reverting after it has consolidated a bit and then it had gone to the sideways again for the bear zones, and the candle is good. And as long as it is able to conquer this resistance zone, which is a previous support zone, then auto also will catch up. But for both of these, metal and auto, you'll have to wait for the momentum to pick up. See here, this is also another beautiful reversal that has happened on the pharma, right? Beautiful red wide range candle on the pharma sector index. This seems to be, no, this is not a divergence. Yeah, so this has consolidated, taken a supported previous zone, and then once again bounced to wide range beautiful candles, and it is expected that the market will catch up to 60 plus levels the next day. FMCG also breaking out. It's breaking out, right? It's clearly trending, breaking out. See the W pattern, and after the W pattern it made triple bottom, and then it broke out, then it consolidate something, and after that you had beautiful consolidation. All of these sectors are working. FMCG, if you look at FMCG, even ITC is performing okay today, right? So Asian Paints, Titan, Trend, Dabur, Havells, all consumer durable products, because of pent-up demand, it is all breaking out in the FMCG, right? So that's development sectors. Let's move ahead and see what happened to the US dollar INR today. So the all real big man is the USD INR. So USD INR had fallen last day. It had again fallen, right? It's 1% of fall has happened, and from 74.2 kind of levels, it has fallen down to set the 73.3 kind of levels. That is because the dollar has weakened. It has done a false breakout, and which double bottom breakout did happen. It was a false breakout and could not sustain. It is still so, no, but it will continue or not, we don't know unless it breaks down this support zone. As long as this support zone is maintained by the dollar, USD INR means rupee, there's no guarantee that rupee will further fall down. But as of now, rupee strength is reflected in the market. It's good for the market, right? So this is the worrisome. The petrol, the diesel, the Brent oil price is shooting up and it's gone above 70. Gold has taken a slight bearishness when the dollar is, it has not rallied much, but yeah, it has made a big bounce, and then it seems to be it's the resistance zone, this particular zone, and it may take some time of consolidation in this point, but it is heading toward the channel top of 8400, right? 1830 kind of level. So it is heading up, but today it has done a slow bearish move slightly. So global markets, if you see it, today is Monday, is just opening up there. So you can see that it had closed green the other day on the Nasdaq, Drawdowns, and all that. Now today, also it's showing green, but not in Nasdaq, and we'll have to check that tomorrow. So indices may continue to, have the impact of the Jackson Hole meeting for another few days, right? So it may further move down. There may not be any big down moves that may happen. It's what we can expect. We'll have to check that tomorrow. European market is also green, kind of, right? Flat or green. Chinese market also green. So no big movement seen like the other day. Other day we had seen that there was a dollar dip and the US market shooting up. So both were indications that the next day. That's why we had the headline for the previous weekend analysis as whether we are going to are we going to head to 17,000 in September 3 or September series or not. That was a question of the thumbnail, right? For the weekend analysis, right? Exactly the same thing happened today. So overall, you can see, that is very easy to wrap up today. It is clear bullish breakout that has happened with banks joining and the rupee strengthening. So 17,000. It's only a question of a matter of when it is going to get traded. But once 17,000 is taken out, you just have to be cautious because it's a big rounding number. Whether it is able to sustain that for the Expiry also, this expiry also is a question, even if it is taken out, whether it would be able to sustain after the expiry for the entire September series also is a question, because that's a psychological rounding number, and it was a big moves that has happened since you know, since the COVID times. You know, the move has been fabulous, tremendous, big move from 7,500 to 17,000 in a matter of a year and a half. So that's big move that has happened. So always, you have to be cautiously bullish, because corrections have not, major corrections has not come in yet, right, since then, and that could come in any time, especially since if after we conquer a big, right, rounding number like 17K, that is likely. So you have to be cautiously bullish to say. Positional trading, just trade your stop losses, have the levels of levels of support and resistance be crystal clear. Intraday, it was easiest day since long time, because it was trending upward for the first time after long V-shaped choppiness, right? Multiple V-shaped moves we had earlier, but finally we had a trending good day for option buyers at least, right? But for non-directional, it must have been a day full of adjustments when the range goes out, right? Especially when you have trending moves, non-directional, out of time to manage unless the timing is correct. The trend moves were explosive moves what happened today. So that is a part of the game. We are fear options seller, right? So if you are at loss, the person that was given the tutor had some loss, and it is at the break-even point, and it may be wise to exit that. So some actionables are also given here. The SARF is breaking out. It was having a pattern of flag and pole, and it was breaking out, and it did good move of around 12%. That is something that you can keep watch on your. So another one is now green for it. So it did a good move. This was showing a good breakout after a rounding bottom on a weekly and daily also. It is showing bullishness everywhere. So that is another pick that you can. Then you have the trend, right? That's Tata Group company. It's trending in a good channel since a long time, and the resistance zone previous is taken out, and the breakout could sustain as the momentum is good in all time frames. Further consumer product is another one that is also done a good move. You can see that the breakout has further traded retracement, and then it is a good risk reward play for swing trades, right? So these are a few actions that can be done, and that's the wrap up, and that's all I have. If you like it, hit the like button and share it to maximum people. Thanks in advance. Thanks for watching, and thanks for supporting. Happy learning and happy